My story could be about fossils, and if those fossils touch water, then they go back to it and being animals.
Okay.
But only the fossils that, the animal fossils that are supposed to go underwater and swim, like fishes.
Okay.
And some are called
This happened billions and billions and billions and billions of years ago on a planet that much, much later would be known as planet Earth.
which is where we live.
Yep. And in planet Earth, there were a few different types of living things. None of them even closely resembling a human. But one species of that planet would eventually become us. But by chance, that species got lodged in ice in a place that was known as the coldest part of the Earth. Now we call that Antarctica and Arctic. Back then they had different names, but the Earth always has the coldest spots in the poles. And so it got frozen, and it froze in time for so long, for millions and millions of years. So long, in fact, that all the other species that competed with him died. And so, because there was a great cataclysm, perhaps it was some toxic fumes coming from volcanoes that were very common in that era, or perhaps it was some meteorite, which was also quite likely in that era of Earth's evolution. So, for whatever the case, all the other animals that competed with this animal that got frozen in the ice died, and millions of years passed, and the Earth got repopulated with different species and become green and abundant. And one day, the Earth did something that it rarely, rarely does. It flipped on its axis, and slowly, in a very not so slowly geological period of time, the place of the Earth that used to be frozen suddenly started thawing down, and all the ice melted, and the water flowed into the rivers. And in fact, an ice age ended as well. So the seas grew ever larger than before, because there was so much ice that had been melting, in fact hiding cities today when that happens. But anyways, back then there was no humans, and as the ice melted, some creatures that had been fossilized, or almost fossilized, but frozen for millions and millions of years, were released back into the oceans, where they found no competitors for food, but they did find abundant food. And so those creatures grew and became dominant in the oceans, so much so that there was competition in the ocean, and some of them started evolving and growing legs and lungs and were able to go into land, which would later, millions of years later, turn into humans. Actually turn into primates first, like monkeys, macaques, and all of those. Yes. And then some say that some aliens came to Earth, and that those aliens had been visiting Earth for millions and millions of years, and they had been guiding the evolution of the planet. And when they felt like the spiritual vibration of the planet was able to hold the consciousness of a human, because this aliens are so spiritually evolved, then they can sense when the vibration of a planet is ready for a consciousness that is as elevated as the consciousness of a human. Humans have two things that animals don't have, well, most animals anyways, which is individuality and self-awareness. And humans also have the capability of abstraction.
And making stuff like cars.
That comes from abstraction. because you first imagine things and then you create them. So that's what makes us different. So our consciousness is very different. So you need a planet that vibrates, spiritually vibrates in resonance with that consciousness. And when the aliens detected that consciousness vibration in our planet, they intervened and they genetically modified some primates. So there was a huge jump in evolution, and suddenly the early humans appeared on this earth, and they were conscious, and they started building societies, and they started building culture, and they started building tools. And before you know it, one thing led to another, and you had entire civilizations developing technology and history like you are living in today. And that's the story of a fossil that came back into the oceans and became alive. The end.
I asked for a story about an animal called Bonito, and that was fossils, and then it touched water and came back to life through fossils.
That's a little different. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. That sounds a little bit like the movie Ponyo.
Ponyo?
Yeah, remember Ponyo?
No, I mean, I remember Ponyo, but I don't remember like that happened in Ponyo.
Okay.
All I know is that happened, like exactly happened in a book.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a cool book then.
Yeah, but all of it is in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
But
I can help you read it and translate it for you if you want.
Sure.
Okay, tomorrow we can read it together.
Yes.
And we have to finish the closet.
Yes. And that book is about lots of adventures.
Cool, that sounds great.
But the only thing that I don't really like about it is the whole thing is about just Spanish. I can't read Spanish.
You'll learn, it's easy. Now it's time for Night Night Pequeño.
Well, it's easier until you learn.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You'll learn, it's easy. Because first you'll learn and then you'll find out it's easy. Good night, Pequeñín. I love you. Today was the best day ever. We saw fireworks. We built part of a closet together.
I helped free worms that were on the road.
You were fishing.
Yes, and I caught a fish.
We watched a movie together. We had delicious food.
And I got a new wand.
Yes, you got a new awesome magic wand that you found. Today was a great day.
Yes.
Good night, Pequeñín.